The song titled The Medicine. Before that, you had that one by Tiwa Savage. The song titled Yemi Alade, rather, the song titled Fire, right here on the switch. Jordan 105.5 FM is the station you are listening to. Michael Erumaka is my name. Time for us to get straight into the Innovators Hangout for this very week. Now, last week we started a little talk on the Infared, the wireless communication, how it works, things you need to understand about wireless communication, and how you can get to know the pros and cons when it comes to wireless communication. Now, today we'll be getting deeper into it based on questions from we got last week via WhatsApp. Mr. Michael Popola is with me right here in the building. Beautiful afternoon to you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mike.
When it rains, it pours in the city of Lagos, and you were stuck in traffic. Well, good to have you back here. Let's get straight to business. A little brief of what we talked about last week, just to refresh people's memory at this time.
Yeah, we started by defining what a wireless communication is, and I said wireless communication is a two-way communication where you have the receiver and the transmitter. So anytime you send information, packets of information or data via wireless means, that is through frequency or wave, then to the receiver we call it wireless communication. And they have different types based on their distance. You have the Bluetooth, you have the IR infrared, and you have the radio frequency. So Bluetooth is a short range wireless communication in range of centimeter. Then you have the IR infrared, just like the remote control we use at home, which at times could get to meters. Then you have the radio frequency, which is in range of 100 meters and beyond. Okay,
now kickstarting today. What are the criteria for choosing wireless communication? What are those things that one needs before one can choose a very good wireless communication?
One of the criteria to be considered is the distance. You need to consider the distance. Are you looking at ranges in centimeter, meters, kilometers? So that determines the range you choose for your wireless communication. So if you are doing a project that involves a long distance, a wide range of distance, then you go for radio frequency. But if you are looking at a range beyond a radio frequency, then we'll be talking of the GSM range. That is the gigahertz.
Awesome. So you have that one right now. If you are looking for the one with the highest of range, so you need to go with the one for the gigahertz. So,
yes, which is the range in GSM band.
Quite amazing. And now, still on the question, if I have a transmitter and a receiver, can I make a project? Can I make a wireless project myself?
Yes, you can make a project, a wireless communication project. But the issue is this. If it's for test run, you want to just test run. If there is communication between the transmitter and receiver. You can get the receiver, get the receiver and the transmitter. Then connect your controller at the receiver end and at the transmitting end. Then by so doing, you can use ordinary light emitting diode LED to see that as you are sending message via the transmitter, is getting to the receiver. But if it now involves carrying a load, you want to drive a load. For instance, I want to use a remote at home, that is my TV remote now, to probably trigger a sound or to switch on light bulb, that is the electric bulb now. Then in that case, it goes beyond transmitter and receiver. You must have what we call a driver. And that driver could be a transistor, it could be a FET, which will now be the one to drive. So what your receiver does is just to receive signal from the transmitter, and once the signal gets to the receiver, the receiver sends signal to your driver, which is the transistor, to the base of your transistor. Then the transistor drives the load. So it depends on what the project is all about. Are you doing a project that you want to drive a load? Then in that case, you must incorporate a transistor or effect at the receiver end.
Okay, quite amazing. So many information you can definitely use and you can definitely bank on right here on the show. Still the sweet Jordan 105.5 FM right here in the city of Lagos, Nigeria. Michael Irumaka right here with you. Mr. Michael Popola is also in the building. Yep, we are talking about a whole lot right here on the switch, but today our focus is on understanding wireless communication, how it can be effectively used in this part of the world. Now, with the growing insecurity in Nigeria, self-defense is very, very important.
Exactly.
An average man needs to understand how these guys use the whole wireless communication to detonate bombs and detonate a whole lot at this very time. How does it work? How do they do that?
Actually, what they do is that when this issue of Boko Haram started, they were using a remote IR-based remote control, which when they press the transmitter, it triggers the receiver. Now, what they do most times is that they get a relay, then get a positive and negative of any explosive device. For instance, your 9-volt battery could be used to trigger a bomb. Now, it's just like when you have at home, you have the live wire and the neutral. So when you breach both,
there's a spark.
Exactly. It will give a spark, and that spark is enough to trigger any explosive substance. So what they do is they get any explosive device, any device that can explode easily by bridging the positive and negative. Then they use a relay. So the moment they press the transmitter, so at the receiving end, the relay bridges both the negative and positive. And that triggers a spark that will detonate whatever explosive substance they want to detonate. So what we can do to prevent some of these things is to build a counter receiver, which we call most times jammer. We call it jammer. So when you have a jammer, in fact, they use it in banks and some worship centers in the church. If I set up a jammer here now, nobody can make a call. You can't make call. Because what the jammer does is that any signal that is coming in, it neutralizes it. So you see on your phone that there will be no signal. Network. It shows you no signal. So the essence of that is because there is a jammer within the perimeter of where you have your network. So what we can do, or the security agents can do, is to ensure that they have a jammer. And how do you build a jammer? I said last week that for IR transmission, infrared transmission is from 30 to 48 kilohertz. That is here. So you can also build a generator that produces equivalent frequency. So if I have such, in fact, it's a thing that students in secondary school could practice. So if you have it, if I build a higher jammer now and keep it at home, so what it means is that you can't use the remote. So once I set the TV to a certain channel, you can't change it once the jammer is on. So anywhere you are suspecting a suspicious move or where you know that they could detonate any bomb, we can also build equivalent jammer. You can build equivalent jammer of that range. And when that is done, it prevents detonation. So that any transmission or any signal coming from the transmitter, the jammer will always neutralize it to prevent such. So all we need to do is to understand how to build a generator that will produce equivalent frequency within the range of IR transmission. Then if it is for GSM, then what we do is that we build a generator that will produce equivalent frequency at which GSM carrier operates. And that causes a jammer, because a jammer for GSM, we only introduce noise. So once a noise is introduced, it neutralizes any signal, any relevant carrier signal that is coming to your phone, and you see that you can't receive any signal.
Quite amazing. Now, talking about secondary school, we are looking at bringing the Innovators Hangout close to your school at this very time. Now, it is time for kids to start building a few things that will change the face of the tech world in this part of the country. Now, if you feel you can get your school to buy into this particular idea, all you have to do is call 0704 375 7685. If your school is interested in getting the Innovators Hangout to your school, to your secondary school at this time, as kids prepare to go back to school, call this number 0704 375 7685 right now. Stay with us, still the Sweet Jordan 105.5 FM. Here is Wizkid and Buju with the song titled Mood. When we come back, we'll get to talk more. We'll make you understand how the wireless communication works. Big Wiz and Buju on that one with the song titled The Mood of the Made in Lagos Deluxe album. 10 minutes gone past the hour of 1 o'clock right here on the Sweet Jordan 105.5 FM is the station you are listening to. Still, the Innovators Hangout right here, and Mr. Michael Popola still with me in the building. Now, let's look at the hindrances when it comes to wireless communication. What can hinder a proper wireless communication from communicating effectively?
One of the major factors that affects wireless communication is the weather.
Okay.
Since it has to do with frequency and it moves through the wave. So most times you see that when the sky is not bright as such, when it is cloudy, then the wireless communication is bound to be affected. Mostly the RF.
I want to ask you, is NEPA wireless?
No.
NEPA. I'm just kidding. But it all happens. I don't know if it happened in your area, but over the course of last night, there was no light.
Yes, of course. It could. Most times when there is a thunder strike, it affects the appliances at home.
Okay.
Because once there is a spark, there is the thunder spark now, then because it is the thunder strike is just a discharge of electrons.
Okay.
Are you getting it? So once electrons are released from the sky, there is bound to be interference with the wire that we use for transmitting our electricity. Yeah. So there could be surge.
Okay. Let's digress a bit. Let's just digress a bit for the safety of those listening to us right now. What can be done to divert the surge and keep our appliances safe at this time? Because I remember some time ago I was using a particular phone, and when there was a thunder strike, the phone went off, and that was the end of the phone.
One of the safety measure that one could take is to have thunder arrestor.
Okay.
That is, most times when you are building your house, you are expected to have the earth rod.
Okay.
A pure copper earth rod, which most times we eat down the earth. So this, anytime there is a surge like that from the thunder strike, then it passes through your thunder arresters you have on top of your roof. That is why most of these tall buildings should have a thunder arresters. So the strikes follows that thunder arresters straight through the copper down to the earth. And by so doing, it reduces the surge that could have entered your appliances at home. So one of the safety measures is to have that. Then another one we could do as individual is that most times when there is heavy rain fall and there is a thunder strike, you are advised to off all your electrical appliances at that period. Don't even make attempt to use any electrical appliances, because at that moment anything could happen. So there could be surge and things can go wrong. So it's advisable that you switch off every electrical appliances except maybe your bulb. But anything electronics is not expected to be operated when there's heavy rainfall.
Okay, now wrapping this all up right now, right here on the Sweet Jordan 105.5 FM. What are the materials needed for RF communication? That's radio frequency communication.
What you need to run a radio frequency project is you need the radio frequency transmitter and radio frequency receiver. Then when you look at the data, what we call the data book now, or when you googled about RF transmitter and receiver. You see the pinout of the transmitter and the receiver. You need that. Then at times you need a selector pin, because when we use radio frequency transmitter and receiver, you need to set IP. You set IP for the receiver, because you could use one transmitter to address 3 or 4 radio receivers. So you need to assign IP. So it is the switch selector that you use to assign IP to each one. But the beauty of everything is that when you are using a certain radio frequency transmitter and receiver module, go to Google, check details about it. They will give you all the necessary accessories in terms of components you need to incorporate to it in order to make it work.
Okay. All right, guys, you have that one at this very time. Go online, make proper research. We can start building our own radio frequency transmitter at this very time. We can start building our own infrared communication. You can just start from your house, build something for you and your brother to be able to communicate.
In fact, you can use your remote control at home, the one for your TV. You can also use it, convert it to switch on your light. You can assign a pin, maybe pin 1 for switching on light. You can assign pin 2 to switch on your fan, and so many things with it. Any remote control at all, you can use it.
Okay, guys, we're looking at bringing the Innovators Hangout to your secondary school. If you are a school owner, a principal, a proprietor, at this very time, we're looking at bringing the Innovators Hangout to your school. Now, if you're interested in having this in your school at this very time, all you have to do is make sure you call these numbers: 0704 375 7685, 0704 375 7685. Mr. Michael, how can people get to talk to you? How can they get to understand more and get more knowledge about the tech world in this part of the country?
They can send a WhatsApp message to my WhatsApp number 0030859417. WhatsApp number 0030859417, or reach me via my email etechnograms@gmail.com. etechnograms@gmail.com. I'll answer all their questions.
All right, guys, if you have any further question for clarification, get across to Mr. Michael Bobola, and he will definitely clarify everything you need to know. We're also setting up a seminar for the Innovators Hangout. We're setting up a tech-driven seminar, a seminar where it will be all about practical. All the things we've been talking about, you get to see them come alive, and you get to be a part of the life in those particular things. Thank you very much, Mr. Michael, for coming around. Still the Switch, Jordan 105.5 FM right here in the city of Lagos, Nigeria. Don't you forget to follow us on social media. Facebook, Jordan 105.5 FM. Instagram is at Jordan 105 FM Lagos. Michael Erumaka is my name. I'm still here with you. Time for us to turn it all up a beat. DJ Silva is in the building. Like we do it right here every Thursday. We get to put you in the mood for the weekend, all right? Then we seal it all up on a Friday and make you get all funky on a Friday. It's payday for some people, so do make sure you I said it last week, alright? Make sure you save the little you can save. Keep the money for flexing. Save the one you can save. Invest the one you need to invest before you go broke. I actually think the month of September would it won't favor a whole lot of people, because the salary is coming when you still have to work. I don't know why you guys need to know why I'm laughing right now. But guys, stay with us. Still the Switch, Jordan 105.5 FM. Back to the music. DJ Silva right here on the ones and twos. This is the Switch, Jordan 105.5 FM is the station you are listening to. My name is Michael Erumaka.
This is Jordan 105.5.
Station with a voice for entrepreneurs.
From Lagos, this is